Scared of it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, there's feed in there. Oh. Yeah, it's good. Yummy.
Greetings, friends. When I first started my family homestead here, the main area that I focused on to really get momentum in making it successful was the garden. And I really recommend starting off with a primary area of focus. So that way you're not trying to do too many things at once and learning so many things that you're not doing anything well. But if you have one area that you focus on, you can put your energies and your effort into that area, and then you can focus on being the best that you can at it. And that's what I did with gardening. And I started with that primarily, well, one, because we were on a super limited budget, and two, it offered a quick way to generate income through market gardening. And as a result, we were producing all kinds of things that we were able to sell, as well as able to eat and consume ourselves. It's like we were eating like kings with all the vegetables and things that we were producing. And recently, I've been focusing on expanding the homestead, diversifying the different things that we're producing here. And in this next phase of my homestead, I'm focusing on meat production. I started off with egg-laying chickens, constructing chicken coops and chicken tractors from scrap materials, and then gradually progressing, building new ones, trying to improve each time. And I really feel good about my Justin Rhodes inspired chickshaw. And building upon what I learned from raising the layers, I started raising meat birds, primarily for my family's consumption. Because yes, we were eating things from the garden, but I wanted to make sure that they were eating more nutrient-dense food to make sure that my family and I were well fed. And I started off with going off of Joel Salatin's chicken tractor. His size is a little big for the context that I have here on my homestead, so I modified it to fit what we're doing here in the operation that we have. And it's been working out great. But recently, I spent time with the Naked Gardeners and was able to see Sydney's John Suscovich style chicken tractor firsthand, and I absolutely loved it. I love how you can easily get in and out of it with no problem. And I liked it so much that I decided, hey, I'm gonna build my own. My oldest son Josiah is the one who helped me out primarily, but the rest of the family helped out as well with the construction.
More.
Now I still have a few finishing touches to do on it, but I absolutely love this chicken tractor. And for inside the chicken tractor, I got these feeder troughs from Premier One. And they work great for dry or fermented feed. And these are so much better than what I was using before. The other feeders, the feed would just get stuck in it, clogged up, and the animals were having trouble accessing the food. But one of the things that I was noticing about this chicken tractor is that it's slightly heavier than my previous chicken tractors and a little bit harder to move. So I decided to order the Chick Lift from chicklifts.com.
Alright, we're gonna tighten it up.
Oh, this thing has to be on the nut.
Yeah, it has to be on the nut. Come on, nut. You ready? Yeah. Here we go.
It's just the nut.
Let's go back to this one over here. Good job. Doing great. Yep. All right, back to this one over here.
There we go.
Good job, my friend. I didn't tell you this, but they weren't pecking on Sailor's toes when she was in there. They didn't even do that with yours. Yes, they do. So when you're ready to move it, step on one. This gets in place, and then you go to the front and pull it. Then when you're done, come back here, step on both of them, disengages, and it's in place. And after installing the chick lift, I also installed a pull cable. And I really like the strong cable and the plastic covering. It's a lot better than pulling the wire alone or pulling the tractor with a rope. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do the watering system in these chicken tractors, but I ultimately want it to where I walk in the tractor, I can have the feed on one side that I feel, and then the water on the other side with plenty of headspace right down the middle. I've seen where some of those John Suscovich tractors, the feed and water are in the middle, then you kind of have to duck in. But if you have the things on the side, you got plenty of headspace to serve the animals on each side. So, still trying to figure that out. But one of the amazing things is, I think that this chicken tractor can work for all kinds of livestock. From ducks, to chickens, to turkeys, and I even think it might work as a kid stall for goats. I'll just have to try that out in the future. But how we do it, I order chicks, ducklings, poults from a hatchery, or I'll incubate them myself and hatch them, and then we'll take them, the babies, into our brooding system, our brooder, and then from the brooder, once they get of age, then we'll take them outside to one of these chicken tractors, like we did with these ducklings here. And each day, as I tend to their needs, moving them onto fresh grass each day, bringing them to the point of processing day, the one bad day that they have here on the homestead. I've also been trying to upgrade our processing area for that day. At our dispatch station, I constructed a rack for our processing cones, which I recently ordered some new ones from Yardbird and set those up. And also from them, I got a new mobile plucker, which I hope to use also when we can help out some other homesteaders in the area with processing their chickens or ducks or whatever. And some of my other processing equipment includes coolers, tables, butchering knives, and grill gloves. And after setting up all our new items, it was processing day. And one of the first things that we do prior to processing animals is we take away their feed for 12 hours or more, so that way when we're processing them, there's no feed coming out of them. Early, the morning of processing day, we gather up the birds. These crates really come in handy for transporting both small and large birds. So after gathering them up, we transported them over here to the processing station. And on this most recent processing day, we transported 2 crates of Cornish crosses, but we also had some Rhode Island red roosters that we got for 10 cents each that I was like, you know what, I'll take them as a favor. And then when processing day comes, we'll just see what they look like. They're really small birds, and as we were getting ready to transport them, they actually escaped and jumped out and were all over the place. But thankfully, we had our dog Chewy, who I named after Chewbacca from Star Wars, who helped us round up the Rhode Island red roosters. And this was the first time that I let any dog be anywhere near us during processing day. And actually, Chewy did really well. But he did look a little confused and wet when we were processing. And he was wet because, well, as we were getting ready to get started, a thunderstorm rolled in. It threw us a little off schedule with the thunderstorm, but thankfully, it dropped the temperature and the light rain made the bugs, any bugs, just go away. So it was actually really pleasant. We had a tent set up and it was just really light rain and the temperatures were low. And it was actually really nice for processing day.
They're little ones, aren't they? There we go.
Go.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, good job.
Ready?
Yeah.
Got a rubber chicken. He's like, hey Micah, how are you today?
Like that.
Why are you giving me a shower?
Overall, I must say this processing day was a success. This was like the easiest and best processing day that I have ever had here on our homestead. And it goes to show that tools really can make a difference in the jobs that you're doing. It made things so much more pleasant to have various tools that really work well for you. Like the cones, these cones, Yardbird, are the best ones we've ever used. It was just so easy. They like the perfect size. Some of the smaller ones are older ones. They're more narrow, so some of the bigger birds don't fit in them really well. It's just the little details of things here and there that make a difference. Well, one area that I still want to improve on is the bagging. I just don't feel strong in bagging the birds. So what we typically do is we'll put them in the bag and then put the bag in the water so the air vacuums out and the bag suctions around the bird, and then we seal up the bag. But I just don't feel like I like that area. Maybe somebody else needs to do that station, but I don't know. I feel like we've got a good team going with us now. We just need to find a team member who can substitute me in that area. Well, you or some others may do things slightly different on your farm or homestead. But currently, this is my system for producing chicken dinners. If you're interested in any of the items that I mentioned in this video, make sure you check out the show notes below. See you next time.